Okay, so last video we're going to take a look at how to modify the dot. So what I want to do is I want to replace the dot as it renders so that it starts off as a dot, but then when it animates, the dot's going to get large and fade away, but at the same time a flag of, in this case, Arizona will show up. In this case, Texas, California, Florida, Pennsylvania, New York, Illinois. You get the idea. So I want to replace this with a flag. So let's go to our library. We're going to create a new folder. We're going to call that flags. I'm going to go to my desktop, and it just so happens that in the project folder I have a flags folder which has the states that we're currently working with. I'll drag those into the flags folder. So put this back over here and open that up, and there's our flags. Okay, so I'm going to do a duplicate of the dot, and so duplicate. I'm going to rename this AZ for Arizona. It's still going to be a movie clip. Okay, and now I'm going to go inside it, and I'm going to modify this. So I'm going to need to add another layer for my flag. I'll go ahead and call that flag. And I want the flag to show up on frame 6, but I'll just go ahead and bring it into the first frame right now. So I'm going to go to my artwork, and I want Arizona right here on the top, and I'm going to drag this over. And now it has to be in relationship to this dot over here. I need to be able to see that. So right now it's obviously way too big. So I'll go ahead and do a transform, grab the free transform tool, and I'll scale it down, hold the shift key down, and then I'm just going to try to line it up with the circle that I'm working with. Actually, I can go ahead doing a Command K for my alignments. I'll go ahead and center this and center that, so that way I'm sure that the flag's where it needs to be. Okay, so I'm going to hide for now temporarily. I'm going to hide the dot in the background so I don't have to see it. So dot, hide that. I do want to see the state of California. There we go. And I guess I don't want to see this one either. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and do an insert create classic tween. Wants to create a symbol. That's okay. It's a graphic. I'll come over here and do an F6. And I'll do another F6 over here. And the dot is fading away. California is going to be fading in. So here I'll go ahead and change my alpha on the flag to 0. And now I'm going to scale the flag down a little bit, get the free transform tool, and hold the shift key down and just drag it down a bit. And so it's going to fade in, and then I want it to fade out, so I'm going to get a copy of this, holding the option key down, getting a copy of that keyframe. I'm going to drag it to the end. So now the flag fades in and fades out. If we take a look at the dot fades out and then fades in. So I got to come over here to the dot in this location. I need to give that an alpha, and it's going to be 0. So now we should be in business. Now we're going to see this fade in, and it becomes the flag for California. And I think I said I was going to get Arizona. I guess I'll cheat. I'll go ahead and make this California. So I'll change the name of this to CA. Okay, so that one's done. And if you want to, you can grab the state flag, copy the artwork, come back over here to where the dummy frame is, select that artwork, delete it, and then do a paste in place. Oops, I selected too much. Let me lock everything. Lock those. Okay, now I can grab just the dot, delete that, and paste in place, Command-Shift-V. That way I have a reference whenever I want to turn the dummy off. I can see how big the flag is. It's not necessary right now. I think pretty sure this is going to work. So let's see what it does. Oh, I got to replace my artwork. So we're done here. And now I'm going to go to my California links. And I'm going to lock everything except for the dots. And now I can click on this dot over here, and while that's selected, I'm going to swap it out with CA. And let's just test that one for now. So let's go to San Jose. And there you can see that the flag looks like it's a little bit on the big side. Probably can shrink it down just a tad. So I'll come back in here and select the right tool, double click, go inside, and so in here I'll do this one over here, the flag. I'll lock everything except for the flag, and I'll just shrink this down just a little bit more. Get the free transform tool. Right now my width is at 60/40. Let's drop that down to 50, and let's test it and see what happens. So we're going to San Jose. That works a little better. That identifies it. I probably would want to be a little bit more fussy, but for now this is getting the point across. So now that I've got California done, I can go back to the main timeline. I can click on this guy over here, swap that out with the other California. Click on this guy over here, swap that out with California, and then I'm good to go. And now I can see the California locations will have the California flag. So if we go to San Jose, that shows up with the flag. And then again, if we go down to San Diego, that shows up with the flag as well. So now we'll do Arizona. So this has got some animations. It's got the dot fading in and out. So I might as well use this as my new primary instance. So I'll go ahead and call duplicate on that. And this one will be AZ. And hit OK. And now I'm going to go inside the AZ. And I'm going to replace this movie clip. This is a movie clip that's got the California flag in it, so I need to generate a new one. So I'll go ahead and get rid of this animation. So I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and just kill the frame. It'll be easier to do it this way. So we'll delete that, add a brand new frame, or rather brand new layer. And this will be our flag again. And over here we're going to, this has still got the California in here, so let me get rid of that while I got it. Okay, so I'll lock that again for now. So now we'll go grab our California flag. So under flags, there's California. We'll grab that. We'll shrink this down to size, and we're still in lock. And I think I was at 55 before. And, oh, I grabbed the wrong one again. Still want to grab California. I want Arizona. Okay, so the width I think was 55. I'm going to go check. Let's double click on California and see what the size is. So it's 50 by 33. So let's go back to Arizona. And 50. That's pretty close. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. I'm going to just kind of move it with my cursor so that it's centered. Or you can center it this way too. This will also work. Okay, so now I'm going to set up my animation for this. Insert classic tween. Wants to create a graphic symbol. Give myself an F6 over here and come back over here, make this a little bit smaller. Free transform tool still selected. Hold the shift key down, get that small. And while it's selected, I'm going to go ahead and go to my alpha effects, make it 0. And so it's going to fade in and get larger. And then I want it to fade away, so I'm going to grab this last frame, move it to the back. This guy over here, I want to fade away the dot, so I need to hide this so I can get to the dot and unlock the dot. And it already is fading in. So that's fading away, and that's fading in as the other one comes in. So now I've got Arizona. And I'll come back over here, and over here's my Arizona dot. This layer still not selected, or rather unlocked rather. And now I'll go ahead and do a swap, and I'll swap that out with AZ. And now let's see what that looks like. So if I click on Phoenix, it loads up with the Phoenix flag. If I click on San Diego, it loads up with the California flag. The sizes look a little different to me. I may have to go back and fine tune it. It could also be an optical illusion because this is such a darker color. And I probably want to make some adjustments over here, but that's the basic concept. So then I would do the same thing with these others. I would replace the flags. I would make a duplicate, and I would modify it. And then I would have one for Texas, one for Illinois, one for Pennsylvania, New York, and Florida, and then I'm good to go. So that's the setup. If you want to make custom links, you can set it up that way. You essentially select the primary dot, you make a duplicate, and you can modify the way you want it to. The only thing you have to be careful is that this in here is a graphic symbol that's in all the dots. So if you, for whatever reason, went inside in here into this symbol, let me go in there, and you decided you wanted to make one modification and it was only specific to one of the states, whatever you do over here, I'm just going to draw a little box over here. That's going to show up in all of them because this is being shared by all of these. So just be careful about that. Sometimes you'll see that you think you made only one modification, then all of a sudden it changes everywhere. So that's something you have to be aware of when you make that call. Okay, so that does that. And I'll do an undo here, Command C. And I think you have enough to work with. And hopefully this will help put together the Kiosk project.